Hi there, I'm Jeanette, stampingwithsafiandme.com, and as promised, I'm coming to you with the Stamping Blends project. I know I've had quite a lot of requests for this, and this is my prototype. This is the one that I actually put on my blog, and I did say to you a video was coming soon. I have rejigged the measurements. I think this box that we're going to be making today is going to be perfect for your Stampin' Blends. So let's just get on and make it. I'm going to put that to one side. You will need 4 sheets of 12 by 12 cardstock. I am finishing up my old olive. I think it was in the Christmas range. I don't think you can actually buy it as a pack like this, but there's so many different colours that you can actually buy from the catalogue. It could be some that you've actually already got in stock. But you will need a piece that measures 10 1/4 inches by 9 3/4. That's for the main box. You will also need a piece that measures 9 1/4 inches by 1 3/4 inches. And you will also need a piece that measures 8 1/4 inches by 2 1/4 inches. What you will need, and you do need to make yourself one of these, and that is a template. And it's a template for when you are punching your holes for your blend slots. And the easiest way I can describe of actually making yourself a template is use your Stampin' Up! Grid paper. This is absolutely perfect for doing this and making sure that it is accurate. It needs to measure 1 1/4 inches by 7 1/4 inches. I've left the measurements on here for you, just so you can actually see what it looks like. This is one that's I'm going to just cut or punch, should I say, so I can show you what to do. So you can just see what I've done there. I've just cut a strip off at that measurement and then just drawn round in pen, felt tip, or whatever you want to use. Now, when you need to use your 3/4 inch punch, and we're going to pop it in here. And the important thing to do, you will just see the top and the sides and the bottom, and all you do is simply punch. Now, I have mounted my piece of grid paper just on a scrap of card. It can be absolutely anything. It can even be a cereal box. It really doesn't matter. But stick it on there because the punch doesn't really like going through just paper. It needs something a little bit thicker. So all you need to do is punch all the way across, and then you are left with that. And this is what you are going to be using for the rest of the project. I've marked mine left and right, just simply if I do happen to turn it round, that is going to be the wrong way round. So you do need to be drawing your circles the same way every time. Anyway, let's just get on and make it. We'll do some scoring first. You will need your Simply Scored board, and you want to put your short side first. So if I turn that round, that is my 9 3/4 of an inch. So let me just bring that down. Hopefully you're able to see that. Now we're scoring this on the short side at 1 1/4. And we need to be scoring that at 8 1/2. Okay, turn it to the long side, and we need to score at 4 1/2 and 5 3/4 of an inch. So that's that scored. Then we've got our 2 1/4 inch by 8 1/4 inch piece, and we want to score on the short side first, and we want to score that at 1/2 inch, and then again at 1 3/4 of an inch. Turn it to the long side, and we want to score at 1/2 inch and 7 3/4 of an inch. That to one side. And the last one that we want to score is this piece, the one that measures what's this? Oh, 9 1/4 by 1 3/4. So we'll score the short side first, and this is 1/4 inch. And you are scoring at 1.5 inches. And then on the long side, you are scoring at 1 inch, and you are scoring at 8 1/4 inches. Ideally, if you had more cardstock, you would be scoring it at 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. But this is the remainder of your piece, and I really didn't want to break into yet another piece of cardstock. So, and it does work. It's absolutely fine. So we need to do all of our burnishing now. Get rid of that. I am actually filming late afternoon, and it is a very, very dull afternoon indeed. So I hope this comes out all right. Okay, so get all your bits and pieces burnished. You'll be making 4 of these. So I'm going to show you how to make one, and I've got the rest. I've got the other 3 already done, but obviously you don't need to see me do all 4 because they are exactly the same. Okay, so get all your pieces burnished. The new catalogue is absolutely beautiful. If you do want a catalogue, do let me know. I do have some on the way to me, so I can pop, as soon as they arrive, I can pop one in the post to you. It's also online as well, so you can actually view it online as a PDF. If you haven't got your copy and you can't wait for one, just go onto my website and have a look at it there. Right, okay, so we've got all our bits and pieces burnished. The next thing to do is get your ready-made template, and you will find that it fits perfectly inside here. You just need to grab a pen, and because it's on the inside here, it's not going to show. You won't see this at all. And all you need to do, you can actually secure this if you feel you need to secure it. You can just use some washi tape or a post-it or something like that. You can actually secure it down so it doesn't move. But all you are doing is drawing round these circles that we are going to punch out. Okay, so that's one done, and then you want to do this one as well. That's why you need to burnish your cardstock first before you do this, because it just sits neatly inside. Okay, straight. Okay, just put your template to one side. The next thing is grab your 3/4 inch punch, and we're just going to punch out the holes. Just make sure you can see your circle and punch them out. This is a really fun project for me. I really enjoy coming up with new things, but new and useful things. Actually, things that you need to use in your craft room. Because I wanted to have my Stampin' blends on my desk, and I wanted to be able to see all the colours, so it's important for me to have something I made. Actually, I do take joy in actually making something and then being able to use it as well. I don't know if you like that as well. Make a lovely present for a friend as well. and it's also when it's finished. The box really is a lovely sturdy box. Do take your time as well. Don't rush this project. It's something that will last for a long time. So yeah, do take your time with it. You want it to be just right. Okay, you don't need any of those, so they can just go in the bin. So we need to do some cutting. Let's get all the cutting done. Now on these pieces here, what we want to do is when you are cutting, you want to see your score line here. You actually want to cut to the inside of your score line, and then what you can actually do here is just on this little flap here, just take out a tiny piece. It just goes together a little bit better if you do that. Again, on this side, just come onto the inside of your score line, and then again on there, and then just take a tiny bit out there and a tiny bit out. Okay, so that's that one done. Exactly the same on this one as well. So where you've got your knobbly bit, to the right, to the left rather, to the inside, to the score line, and take a tiny piece out. The inside, and then it just helps it go together nicely. And that's the last one on that bit. Okay, rid of those bits. And then the main box itself, we just need to cut through the middle. So you've got the knobbly bit, go straight through the middle to make up your flaps, like that. And then what you can do is just take out a tiny little piece like that of just this tab. You want to leave those alone. You're just taking a little bit out of the flap, and again with the opposite side. Okay, cut up here. I think if I'd have had the 12 by 12 in the black cardstock, I probably would have made it in that, because it's the most beautiful new DSP in the catalogue that I absolutely adore, but I don't have any black, so it's on order. I just don't have it yet. Okay, so we are going to use a mixture of Tombow and tear tape for this. You want to use your Tombow really. You don't want to use any fast fuse or anything, because it's not going to be strong enough. It's your Tombow that you need to use. So we're going to secure the bottom bit in first, and I'll explain why when it's actually made up, why this is quite important. So I'm just going to pop it for speed really. I'm going to use a bit of tear tape and Tombow. If I had more time, I would just use this, because I think it probably will work better, but for speed I'm going to use this. Okay, so you want to glue all of this up, and then I'm going to put a bit on this side as well. Actually, this bit goes on the bottom, and it probably isn't going to move anywhere if I just use this tape. But on the top bit, we will need to use the Tombow rather than tear tape. or I can probably use a bit of tear tape on the flaps. I think that'll probably work. I just use a little bit actually. Right, okay, now we need to take this off. Okay, and any little bits, just fold them over onto themselves. You don't need to cut them off. Right, okay. And what you want to do is just secure them together like that. Just so they hold together. So tuck that under there. There we go. And tuck that under there like that. So then you finish off with what looks like that. So I'm going to put a little bit of Tombow on the remaining bit here. Just a little bit. Okay, so what we want to do is get your main box, have that in front of you, and at this moment we're just concentrating on getting it centred, and then you can just pop your flap up there. That will stick to it, and make sure you're centred here, and then pop your flap up there. Now it doesn't matter which side you use. It can either be, well, it doesn't matter, because we're going to leave one side open for the moment because we're going to secure the top in. So what we need to do now is put a little bit more Tombow on this flap. Again, you could actually use a mixture of Tombow and tear tape. And then just glue that there. You're going to have to hold it. I'm going to have to hold it for a few seconds until that's stuck. And then this side as well. A little bit of a okay, so we're just going to leave that to dry, and we're just going to put this together. I think the easiest thing to do is if I grab my glue dots, and just put a glue dot in each corner just to secure it. And also, let's just put a little bit of tear tape on as well. I think it's going to help when we use the Tombow. It'll help just keep it together. This is why I do like using a mixture of Tombow and tear tape. And then Just secure those sides together. You aren't going to see this inside bit, so it doesn't matter how you secure it. Okay. So now let's just remove this tape, which is going to help us when putting the box together. And now we need to put quite a bit of Tombow on here. And you need to cover all your sides. Grab it in the middle there. Okay, so that's liberate plenty of glue on there. So what we need to do now is very carefully, and this is why we leave one side open, it's just a lot easier, is just to fix that to the side. And just ease your way along. Probably would have been better if I'd have just glued one side rather than both of them. Okay, so now we are going to stick the other side. And for speed again, I'm just going to put a little bit of tear tape on this edge. Put plenty on. Such strong glue, it's not going to come apart. mix it up. You can actually get your fingers in here. And just give it little squeezes all the way down. There you go, that's one box made. But as I say, do take your time when you're making this. I'm just trying to go a little bit quicker because I don't want the video to be too long, to be honest. But that's one box made, so you need to make 4 of those. And then all we need to do is secure them together. You would need to leave it overnight to dry. Well, I would recommend at least a couple of hours anyway to dry. This is what I made yesterday. I made 3 and I've actually secured them together. Started decorating the front. I've gone totally different with this one actually. Instead of decorating the top, I've actually decorated the front, and I'm going to decorate the sides as well. And this piece here will just add on to the bottom like that. So the easiest way of doing that, I really should leave this to dry, but I'm going to pop some tape on and glue it anyway. Is put some more tape on here. Take that little bit off, take that strip off, take that strip off, and then you want to put plenty of glue on here. And then all you need to do, tip it up and just align it up. And there you go. You can put something a little bit heavy on there maybe. To glue it together. Maybe a book or something. I actually put, to be honest, I actually put this in mine. And I actually left mine overnight, and this is a very, very heavy carry case. It's got all of the all of my blocks in there, all my clear blocks, so you can imagine how heavy that is. And it's you know, stayed absolutely perfect, but I really did want it to be stuck down. So that's what you need to do for yours. I will just finish decorating this little bit so you can see what it looks like. I actually got these cut ready and waiting. But you decorate yours however you want to. It isn't about the decoration really today. It was all about how to make the box itself. I will put all the measurements on my blog and just have a go, and let me just wipe my hands before I put that on. Glue absolutely everywhere. Smell that. There you go. One complete blends box. I hope you enjoyed that project. It's one of those projects that does need a little time to make it. I've obviously had to finish it off. I probably would have liked to have taken a little bit more time, but I think you can see that the end result, it's absolutely lovely. So pop all your markers in and they're not going anywhere. So they go through both. So as you can see, they fit absolutely perfectly in there. I'll put the rest of them in for the pictures. I'm probably going to let it dry and probably take the photos and what have you tomorrow, and maybe finish decorating it. I might put another piece on the sides. I've got a couple cut here. So I do want to wait for it to dry before I finish it off, but I'm going to pop that there and that on that side like that, and that is my finished box with all the pens in. I think it'll look absolutely fabulous. Well, anyway, thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a go at making that. It's New Year's Day today actually, so happy New Year to all of you. And do let me know what you think. If there's anything I can help you with, anything that you're struggling with, just let me know. But thank you very much for joining me today. Bye bye.